Yo, KohzzyJo back here again. You know what time it is. Another top 10 anime series to be looking forward to this spring. Like always, my ranking is all opinionated and based on my expectations. If you like it or hate it, do share why in the comment section below. Now let's jump into this shit. At number 10 is Kuromukuro, anime by PA Works. The story begins with the construction of a dam called Kurobe. While the dam was being developed, an ancient relic was excavated. This then leads to the establishment of the United Nations Kurobe Research Institute. Scientists and intellectual beings all around the world gathered together to research over this alien artifact. Some of the researchers' children follow their parents to attend a special academy called Mount Tate International Senior High School. This is all the information about the series. I feel it's not that sufficient, but since it's by PA Works, I expect it to be decent. Still, this synopsis that we were given doesn't seem that intriguing. This anime also celebrates PA Works' 50th anniversary. The anime is set to air on April 7th. Number 9. Sosei no Omyoji. Translation: Twin Star Exorcist. Animated by Studio Pierrot. Bizarre monsters called impurities exist within a realm parallel to the present day world. They cause massive havocs, and that's where Exorcist comes into play. Exorcists are people who purify these monstrosities to protect people and humanity. The story focuses on a boy named Rokuro Enmado. He opposes the idea of exorcists, even though he possesses the natural talent to become one. However, an oracle gave him the title of Twin Star Exorcist, the name bestowed upon Mary Exorcist. He then meets a girl named Benio Adashino that also received the same title as him. Both of them are expected to exorcise all the impurities in the world. Since it's by Studio Pierrot, I really do not expect much from them and hope that they don't mess this up. The series is set to air on April 6th. Number 8. Seisen Suberus, Ryokoku no Fatalities. Animated by Bridges. The story takes place on a continent controlled by swords and magic called Kunan, where a power balance between the holy kingdom of Amoria, Icevin, and Vanvorius, I don't even know if I'm saying those right, but yeah, keeps peace so unstable that any tragedy that befalls any one of the kingdoms will result in war within the land. A dragon called Daganzor resides on the continent and no one is strong enough to stop its destruction. The story follows a 16-year-old boy named Hiro, who takes up a sword in order to avenge his parents' death by slaying the evil dragon. Sorry this summary is shitty. There's hardly any info on this, that's why. The anime is set to air on April 5th. Number 7. 100, animated by Production IMS. Weapons called hundreds exist within this world to combat against a mysterious lifeform called Savage. The protagonist for the series is a boy named Hayato Kisaragi. He dreams of becoming proficient at using 100 and becoming a martial art master. He manages to enroll in the Battleship University Little Garden. At this university, Hayato gets paired up with a roommate. Her name is Emil Crossford, and somehow she already knows him quite well. After the entrance ceremony, Hayato gets in a duel with the campus strongest martial art master, Queen Claire Harvey. This sounds so familiar. The past seasons, we have seen similar startup and scenarios just like this. For example, Asterix War, Rakudai no Kishi, Saijaku no Bahamut, and just plenty more out there. I'll be real here though, I am a sucker when it comes to battle harms. I always gotta watch or read a couple of them every season or so. The anime is set to air on April 5th. Number 6. Kiznabber, anime by Studio Trigger. The story is set in a fictional Japanese city called Sugomori. A girl by the name of Noriko Sonosaki one day approached one of her classmates, Katsue Gata, and announced to him that he is now a Kiznabber. In this universe, there is a system called the Kizuna. This system allows people to share runes and connect to one another whose lives and personalities may differ. However, the Kizuna system is an incomplete system for the implementation of the world peace that connects people through wounds. All those who are connected to this system are called Kiznabbers. When one Kiznabber is wounded, the system divides and transmits the wound amongst other Kiznabbers. Kind of interesting, but at the same time, kind of mind puzzling. The anime is set to air on April 9th. Number 5. KohzzyJo no Kabaniri, anime by Wit Studio. The series takes place sometimes during the Industrial Revolution era, and out of nowhere, weird creatures begin to appear. These creatures can only be killed by destroying their hearts, which is protected by a layer of iron. They also possess the abilities to infect humans with their bites. Whoever gets bitten will turn into an aggressive undead creatures called Kabane. Sounds like fucking zombies to me, right? On an island resides a small country called Hinomoto. In this city, there are fortresses called stations. The purpose for this is to shelter themselves from the zombie-like beings. This is pretty interesting, but it has a really odd taste to it. Mostly a reference to Attack on Titan in a way. The plot seems intriguing and something you might want to check out. I know a lot of you people are looking forward to this and hyping the fuck out of it. Me on the other hand, personally, I don't have any huge expectations for this, just my opinion. The anime is set to air on April 8th. Number 4. Joker Game, animated by Production IG. The story takes place in the year 1937, just right before World War II began. A lieutenant colonel of the Imperial Japanese Army by the name of Yuki formed an agency called D. This special organization is under his command and protection. The D agency casts a wide net to find agents beyond Japanese military personnel. Yuki established a principle for the D agency, which violates the Imperial Japanese Army doctrine. It is, don't kill, don't be killed, and don't get captured. With this, Yuki trains a team of operatives who conduct missions against domestic and foreign powers. This seems interesting and is different from what we see in the anime industry today. It branches off from the cliche high school settings and generic strong male protagonists. In short, it's another mature looking anime. The anime is set to air on April 5th. Number 3. Boku no Hero Academia, animated by Bones. The story is about a boy named Izuku, who dreams of becoming a hero. But the problem is that he does not have any superhero powers. He lives in a world where 80% of the population inherited some kind of superpower called quirk. I'm guessing it has something to do with genes or human evolution, and possibly mutation. Izuku is one of the unfortunate ones to be born completely normal. But that ain't gonna stop him from enrolling in the world's most prestigious hero academy. Now, the obstacle that he needs to face to keep his dream alive is to pass the academy's formidable entrance exam. The anime is set to air on April 3rd. Number 2. ReZero Karahajimeru Isekai Seikatsu, animated by White Fox. The story begins with an ordinary high school boy by the name of Natsuki Subaru getting transported into another world out of fucking nowhere. He then enters the mysterious world, and it gets even worse when he gets attacked randomly. As he was cornered, a beautiful silver-haired girl by the name of Emilia came to his rescue. Subaru is thankful for her for saving him and wants to repay her with a favor. As they traveled alongside with one another, they fought against monsters one after another and gained each other's trust. Eventually, they met their match and died. The end. End of story. Just kidding. Subaru then awakes in a place where he was summoned and notices he gains a unique ability called Return by Death. With this power, Subaru is able to rewind time by dying. With this, the past can be lost and memories can be rewritten and erased. He can change the future. You understand that reference? This is really intriguing. I am pretty hyped for this, and I have a feeling that if you enjoy Erased or Steingates, and you want something similar to those, this is definitely your next stop. The anime airs on April 4th. Now, number 1. You ready for this? JoJo Bizarre Adventures Diamond Unbreakable, animated by David Production. This is the 4th part of the JoJo series. It comes right after Stardust Crusaders. The main protagonist in this series is a high school boy named Josuke Higashikata. The story takes place in a fictional town in Japan called Moriocho. Jotaro Kujo makes a reappearance and warns Josuke of a new looming threat. He tells him about an unknown person that uses a mysterious tool called the bow and arrow. This weapon grants a person withstands if they are pierced by the arrow. And if you haven't noticed, this weapon was spotted in Dio's room as an Easter egg in the previous part. As a result, new and dangerous stand users starts to appear around the area. Josuke agrees to help Jotaro find the main culprit for this outbreak. If you haven't watched the previous seasons, do so. This show was manly as fuck and truly outrageous. Just take my words for it. Go watch JoJo, trust me, you won't be disappointed. I am really hyped for this. This is one anime series I've been waiting for the past seasons. Keep in mind, this is the turning point and the birth of the franchise success. Some might dislike it for the change of story and also the art. Well, if you do, then oh well. The anime is set to air on April 2nd. Well, these are my top 10 for upcoming spring season. Wow, there are plenty of good shows I gotta watch. This is probably by far the best seasons in a while for me. I told you 2016 is the year for anime. As always, thank you for watching. If you want to talk about my picks or have a nice conversation, do feel free to leave in the comment section below. If you liked it or hated it, do what you gotta do. If you want more cool content like this, subscribe. KohzzyJo out.